going to show you glute bridges and glute bridge variations. So this is a great hip hinge exercise. So this would go, if you look at the other videos, in the sort of basic movement category. This is in the hinge category, and the reason it falls into that category is you're going to utilize hip flexion and extension. So primarily we're going to be working our glutes in this exercise. So I'll show you the simplest version of this first. The one thing to keep in mind is you want your abs to be stiff as a board here. So we're not going to curl up from the floor, but we're going to create some tension. So you see my butt lifts off the floor a little bit already. I can feel the tension in my glutes. And then I'm going to lift up, almost trying to make a muscle at the top with my glutes. So I'm not going to go all the way to the bottom, but with each movement, I'm going to squeeze at the top, should be feeling my glutes. So one common thing with this is people will say, well, I feel this more in my hamstrings, this part of my leg, than I feel it in my glutes. And a common reason for that is if I lengthen my legs too far and do this exercise, I'm more likely to feel that in the belly of my hamstring than I am in my glutes when I bring my feet closer to my body. So a good rule of thumb is heel should be basically as near the knee as you can get it. You don't want to go too far and hug in too close, but heel under the knee, squeeze at the top. Now, for those of you who are advanced lifters, you've been lifting for a long time, or you're pretty strong in your glutes, we can make this harder by making it a single leg variation. And that will be challenging for most people if you do 15 or 20 of those. The other thing to keep in mind as you're doing this exercise, there are a few things where I would advocate not having your whole foot on the ground. But this is one of those where if you're not feeling it in your glutes, one change you can make in your form is to peel the balls and toes of your feet off the ground. So if I'm here, you see heel is dug into the ground, and that's a good way sometimes to be able to feel those glutes even more. So that is the glute bridge, two leg and single leg variation. You would use this in the hip hinge slot in your basic workout. So it's going to be up to you to determine how many repetitions you need to get some good work out of that, depending on the client. We may program 3 sets of 8, 3 sets of 10, 3 sets of 12, 3 sets of 15, 3 sets of 20. If you get up to 20 repetitions, and those are pretty easy, probably want to move to the single leg variation of the glute bridge.